This is another Airsoft Mike production.
Thought-provoking. Hey, Tactical, welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is the double bell, shell ejecting, real wood, Mosin Nagant, model 1891. Do you know, for many years I've seen comments of people saying, why is it you never do a Mosin Nagant? When are you going to get one? Well, now, because not only is it real wood, don't get me wrong, I've had my eye on the beautiful PPS one, yeah? And other models, but they were like... Anyway, real wood, and they weren't shell ejecting. This is shell ejecting, and I'm telling you, they may not be the best brand out there, but I love double bell because of the whole shell eject... Oh, mate. Funny enough, you have to have the box upside down to look at it the right way around. Look at that beauty. Now, as you can see there, it comes with 4 cartridges, or if you like, shells, and this one is the one that's supposed to have a scope, but I don't see it. Hopefully, it's under there somewhere. So bear with me as I cut these cable ties. I'll be right back. Wow, look at this beast. Looks amazing. So, the scope, come on. Still can't see it. However, if you get your hand down here. Come on. This thing is literally longer than this desk. Now, before I show you what you get in the package, clearly there's not enough room for my light box. This thing is so huge. So, hang on. Oh, look at this baby. So, let's have a look. We have got quite a nice looking bolt. Very interesting looking scope. So we'll look at that in a moment. Alright, so the scope has its own manual, nice, a lens cloth, and I believe that's the large screw that you would use to mount the scope. Now, having looked online and seen the real version, for the real version, as it were, this looks pretty decent. And what can I see there? Okay, not gonna lie, I didn't realise it came with markings. And another pleasant surprise, you know, what with it being bell or double bell, I thought they would cut corners as much as possible. But these scope lens covers, would you believe it? Real leather. Decent. So right there, as you can see, you've got your large mounting screw and pins. Right, let's get this installed. Now, I've never done this before, but logic tells me that you would use those pins, one there and one there. Now, in the real world, pretty handy to have because, you know, what with the kick and everything, you want to make sure that your base plate here, your mount, is secured. Now, it does have these screws here and little supporting screws next to it to keep the bigger screws in place. But you know, that's really just for looks when it comes to Airsoft, because you're not going to get any kick whatsoever with this, I think. Yeah, and those extra pins, I've even seen people with the real version not bother to put the pins in. So hey, I'm not going to bother, but if you get one of these, crack on. So right there you've got a ball, and right on this part here, you have a socket. Literally, that's all there is to it. It couldn't be easier. Then you just get your big thumb screw and put that in there. Oh mate, this is coming together nicely already. I love how Double Bell has made this look as authentic as possible. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to lightly tighten it, not go all the way because it's secure there anyway. I just need to show you. If you look right there, you can just see the end of a screw, and the same on the top there, look. Those are your elevation screws. Top tip, make sure you loosen this thumb screw before you make any adjustments with your elevation screws. And another thing I love about the authenticity of this by Double Bell, the scope mount is steel. Do you know what? The more I look at this scope, Double Bell has done a pretty decent job with this. I mean, look at the turrets for your windage and elevation. They've got all the markings you would expect. I am absolutely convinced these are leather. I mean, if you look at them, they're different. That's the natural thing about leather. There's no uniformity with different bits of leather. Okay, next step, let's get the bolt in. Now, I'm 100% sure you can do it with the scope on, but do you know what? Just so that I've got a nice bit of clearance, I'm going to take it off. Now, what you will notice when you do get this awesome looking sight on, although this is tight, there's a lot of play. Do you know what? I'm not going to do too much. I think that will be good enough. Yeah, look at that. Nice. And you can see your O-rings at the back, and of course where you put the BBs at the front, there's O-rings there too. Now, before I take you around this beautiful piece, let's just make sure the whole ejection side works. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. It works. Yeah, but does it fire? Before I do the chrono, you have your rear sling point for that dog collar type sling. Those of you that know what I'm talking about, and I've got one on order. Yes, an authentic one, not a reproduction. And then of course at the very back you've got your metal plate. Gotta say, I'm loving how the grain looks on that. And there you have your trigger. By the way, so I don't have to keep repeating it, everything you can see that is black on this rifle is metal. So back to the mag. In the real world, this would be described as a 5-round fixed magazine. You've got that bolt, which I showed you earlier. I'm loving that sort of chrome finish that it has, and then you've got the housing there. You can see the back of the bolt there, and then we get back to this 3.5 times PU scope that has an actual reticule in there. Nice. And then on the side, representing the former Soviet Union, you've got the symbol there with the hammer and the sickle. Now, if you fancy yourself one of these rifles, they don't all come with the scope. So if you're going to buy one of these Double Bells, you need to look for the one that has 105 plus on the box with a little tick on it. And if you're going to go on the website, again, it has to say 105 plus or with scope. If it doesn't say any of that, you're going to receive this bad boy with no scope. Also, the actual eye relief of this scope is 65 millimeters, and the lens diameter, the objective lens diameter, is 18. And then as we move along, you have this very nice looking leaf sight. Now, I'm not going to lie, I am a little disappointed. I've mentioned this before in other videos. Some airsoft manufacturers are just not consistent, okay? So if you look at the top of the receiver there should be some markings. I mean, they could have at least printed it on there, if not stamped. But yeah, nothing on that. But if you look at other models by the same company, might I add, you've got some markings there. And of course, beneath the leaf sight, you can adjust your hop. And as we move down to this section of the rifle, I am loving that they've even included your recoil lug. You have your metal band there and your spring. And I must say, these bands here, they are doing a good job. Normally on platforms similar to this, especially with higher tier brands, you get a bit of wobble on here, and I'm not just talking about the Mosin here. I'm talking about like your Car 98Ks and things like that. You always get a bit of a wobble on the wood sections. This bad boy is solid. And as we move along here, as we go further down this epic rifle, there's your front sling point. I can't wait for my sling to be delivered. I think probably tomorrow it should come. I might do a shorts or something on my Instagram once it's in. So there's your other band, there's your other spring, and there you have your front sight, and beneath that, your cleaning rod, but it's mock, it doesn't come out. Although I've got to give credit where credit is due, because they could have cheaped out and just put a little bit of a cleaning rod there. But no, if you look all the way down, awesome. I wonder if you can take that out. Probably not. But then again, probably you can, looking at that. But I wouldn't use it, because that is replicating the real thing. If you actually look at the size of an actual airsoft cleaning rod, it's thinner, and you'd be a braver person than me to try and shove that down your inner barrel. And you can see why this bolt handle goes immediately down on this particular platform. Your PU scope, but I'm telling you now, it feels no different to any other bolt action rifle. You know, the ones that typically are a bit more poking upwards. Yeah, that down there is of no inconvenience whatsoever. It's pretty awesome. So we're back on this side again. Now, before I continue, you've pretty much seen all that you need to really see. I want to check out where the wall is on this trigger. Ah, it's right there. And it's a solid wall too. So a quick look underneath, you can see there a serial number, but also what makes up this set of numbers and letters is that 105 plus, again, indicating this is the one with the scope. And then of course, the bottom of this fixed magazine does open up. Bear with me. There we go. You can see the follower spring assembly. Nice. And I can confirm it only takes 4. I tried to put a 5th one in and it will not. In fact, it almost goes in, but it's an absolute squeeze and not recommended. I've got my iPro on. Okay, that is pitiful, but gotta give it the benefit of the doubt. The spring is breaking in. At some point that will rise, trust me. Come on, give me a bit more. I know you're breaking in. Well, actually, that's 4, so I've got to put more shells in. Come on, baby. Give me at least 300. Thank you! I will not insult you by trying to do an accuracy test with this thing, but what I will do is I will keep it real with you, because I've got nothing to gain, okay, by hoping and trying to make any product that I review look amazing. No, you know me, I give it to you out of the box, whether it performs good or bad. And what I did is I did one shot, just as a test, left the camera rolling, but not a proper accuracy test, And again, my faithful subscribers that watch all my videos, you know how far I go back. That's shocking. Now you might be asking, did I zero it in? Yes. But what I didn't do is test it with just its own iron sights. So when I do move next year, as I've mentioned before, I'm going to get all my Airsoft sniper rifles out and do one huge video testing them all, okay, including this bad boy. So in terms of how it looks, I love this thing. In terms of how it functions, the authenticity of it all, amazing for a collector, reenactor, and even an airsofter if you just want to collect it as an airsofter. But in terms of accuracy and making this your #1 sniper rifle, no way. No way. But again, 10 out of 10 for looks, 10 out of 10 for the functionality and how it's replicating its real counterpart. Actually, let me take away a point because of lack of markings, but I do like that the scope looks very good on there too. Got a proper reticule in there as well. But yeah, now me being who I am, you see, I knew it. I've got even more than I expected. Hold on. And unfortunately, if you go in the comment section asking where do you buy these from, I didn't buy these recently. These were literally in my little Airsoft ammo box here. I got loads. Ones that won't fit, they're for completely different things. But yeah, cool. But I would recommend you get more shells. Oops, don't need that up there. Oh, hold on. Let me deduct one more point. Because the mag only takes 4 cartridges or shells. It would have been a nice touch if it took 5. But other than that, like I said, do you know, like me, there's some people that treat these sort of things like fidget spinners. So what I mean is they will buy these things and have no intention of using it at gameplay. I'm one of them. But just like to sit at home and open the bolt, put the shells in, eject the bolt, and just repeat that, admire it, little maintenance if it needs it, bit of oiling, greasing, put it away. I'm fully aware of PPS and the other brands out there that do one of these, I think S&T as well, but yeah, in terms of real wood, come on, metal, come on, shell ejecting, come on, PU sight, come on. This deserves a big, fat, nice.